Hello friends, Namaste. Today's topic is learning and leadership. So we have chosen the person for today's topic is Robin Sharma. We all know who Robin Sharma is. So let us move to the slides. Robin Sharma has got his own website, robinsharma.com, and Robin is known all over the world as one of the greatest leaders. This is what his website mentions. Own your genius, lead your field, impact the world. In fact, his website mentions him as a celebrated expert, an advisor to business titans, and a humanitarian too. He has written many books. One of his books, when you go into Google Books, you'll find this ebook, The Greatness Guide, and this ebook is costing somewhere around 225 rupees. What is mentioned in the book in the very starting is The Greatness Guide. One of the world's top success coaches shares his secrets for personal and business mastery. Now, what does this book say on Satyam Computers? This is what this book says about Satyam Computers. In one of the chapters in that book, specifically chapter 33, Robin says like this on Satyam Computers. I spoke to the leadership team of Satyam Computer Services a few months ago. Amazing company, one of Asia's fastest growing IT firms, 0 to 1 billion in less than 10 years, 23,000 employees. The chairman is a visionary. I will share one of his powerful ideas. There are 1,500 top managers at Satyam. They run 1,500 different divisions and functions. So he tells them that they are not really managers, they are the CEOs of their own small businesses. The larger corporation is simply an investor that they need to keep happy. It provides them with resources, structures, and opportunities. They just have to return the results. The concept inspires them to take ownership of their functional areas and behave like entrepreneurs. It gets them to act like real leaders. It encourages them to be part of the solution rather than part of the problem. Brilliant. This is what he says in this book. He has written several books, and one of the books, when you search in Google Books, there's another book by the name Robin Sharma Pack. Now this book is costing, the ebook is costing somewhere around rupees 2,358.82. Now even in this book, in chapter 33, he stresses on the same thing about the company Satyam Computers and their management and their chairman. Now, in my research, I went to his own website, robinsharma.com. In one of the links, no train, no gain. This is what he writes, this is what he says about Satyam Computers among other companies. Here we are not concerned with other companies' friends. My concern here is only about Satyam. Let me make that very clear. What do the Ritz-Carlton, the Hotel Victor in Miami, Nike, Amazon, Omni Healthcare, IBM, Satyam Computer, KPMG, and other organizations that consistently deliver near flawless execution around world-class customer service have in common? So what do all these companies, the world-class companies, have in common? Their management understands that money spent on training is not an expense, it's an investment. If your greatest resource is your people, and who wouldn't agree with that, then it only makes sense that your biggest investment should be in your people, developing them, growing them, and training them. In another link in the same website, his website, Think Like a CEO, This is what he says about the Satyam company and their management. This is what he says. Just spoke for the leadership of Satyam in Hyderabad. Amazing company. One of Asia's fastest growing IT companies, 0 to a billion in less than 10 years, 23,000 employees. The chairman is a visionary. One of his big ideas, there are 1,500 top managers. There are 1,500 divisions and functions. So he tells them that they are not really managers. They are the CEOs of their own small business. Each unit they run being their small business. The larger corporation is simply an investor that they need to keep happy. Brilliant. This is what he says on this page on his website. He has another link in the same website, and that link is on Pockets of Peace. This is what he says. Incredible. I had a massage the other day. Now, there is nothing wrong in having massage. See, we all human beings have got stresses at 3 levels. There is something called a physical stress, a body-related stress. So it is at the level of the body. So it is a physical stress. Then we have something called a mental stress, a stress at the level of the mind. And then we have stress at the level of the heart. So it's an emotional stress. Unless we treat and heal these 3 stresses, we cannot find true health, and we cannot find true peace, and we cannot find true relaxation. So this is what he's saying. He's saying, post-experience, I was taken to a relaxation room, which I can only assume was a place created for, well, relaxation. So that place was created for relaxation. As I laid down to rest and renew, I detected the sound fingers pecking away at a cell phone keypad. I'm serious. Some guy was using the oasis of calm as his personal workplace, post his massage, and firing out text messages. Had he lost his mind? So he's basically criticizing a guy who was part of that relaxation room. And in that relaxation room, which he calls a oasis of calm, he was using his mobile phone for texting messages. And he further says, so he's basically criticizing a person who cannot handle technology. So he says that technology should be a servant and not a master. So he further says, I love technology. Many of my Macs, most admired clients, I promise to stop this acronym thing. I'm into these days as soon as I cleans it out of my system. So he's saying he's using this acronym MAC for his most adored clients, but he would not like to use the same acronym in the future. And who are these Macs for him? Are giants like Microsoft, Satyam Computers. So we are more concerned with the Satyam Computers. But it must be, I am more concerned with the Satyam Computers. Let me come back to you where I am taking you forward. But it must be our servant. Or sure, I agree with him that technology should be our servant. Technology is an enabler. Friends, technology, it's something like technology is neutral. It is an enabler. Just think of a knife. This knife can be used to cut somebody's hand. It can be used to cut somebody's throat. It can also be used to cut a fruit in the morning or whenever somebody would like to have a fruit. And also think like this, the same knife, maybe a precise knife, will be used by a doctor in an operation theater. So technology is like this. It is an enabler. So who uses that technology and how he uses that technology, it depends upon that human being. It depends upon that person. This is where leadership has a meaning. This is where leadership comes into picture. So leadership is what is the technology and how that technology is being used to leverage leadership. So he further goes, and what he says is that, but it must be our servant. So he's saying the technology should be servant, not our master. I agree with him. We must apply technology to advance our dreams, not spoil our days. Technology must be used with discernment, discretion, and old-fashioned common sense. That means turn off your mobile when you are having dinner with your kids, and don't check your text or email message when another human being is standing in front of you. It's rude, he says. And never answer a cell phone call in a movie theater. Of course, all these are brilliant ideas, provided we follow them as a religion. Now, in my search, I came across various web links related to Robin Sharma and Satyam Computers. There was one link in Economic Times. The heading of that link was, it was an article written on 3rd September 2007, a cool 20 lakh for a 90-minute session. So it was in Economic Times. Now this was related to what you call Satyam Learning Center. See, Satyam had a learning center, so they were continuously imparting knowledge to their employees. So this is really a very good system, that all large organizations, they have their own in-house learning centers to impart learning. We as human beings, we have to continuously learn. Our leadership is not only to lead out, but to lead in. So here in this article, the point to emphasize is one of the key employees, Renu Khanna. She was Assistant Vice President for Satyam Learning Center. This is what she is saying. So many keynote speakers were called in the past, like Robin Sharma, Arun Shourie, Anu Aga, Harsha Bhogle, Bomman Irani, Brahma Kumaris, and many others. So they and even doctors. So they had this system of calling keynote speakers. So the point to stress here is, she's saying, since there are 42,000 employees, and while a select group can attend the live workshop, we record the sessions for the others to use. On an average, we have about 2 speakers a month. This is what she is saying in this article. So it's fine. It's a fantastic idea to have this concept of keynote speakers and call them to impart their knowledge and experience to the employees, and that helps in elevating their knowledge and experience. So while doing my research, I also came across of a blog. This is Manish Kamdar's blog, and this was on Robin Sharma and Satyam Computers. So this gentleman, Manish, he wrote this blog on 10th January 2009, and he tagged them in moods. This is what he wrote. He wrote only this much. This is what was there in his blog post. Robin Sharma was all over Raju and Satyam Computers in one of his podcasts, $0 to $1 billion in 10 years flat, where his words, now what? $1 billion to 0 in a few seconds flat. Robin, we all make mistakes, and I do hope this mistake you will rectify. People are greedy for money and can throw their principles to the winds. So only this much he writes. And you know, I have seen that there are, see, nowadays, this is how we all human beings have become. See, we go by who is famous, who is controversial. So we really get attracted to these kind of personalities, and they are paid huge amounts of money. So I found that there was no comment on this blog post, but I found whatever the thought that Manish had posted on Robin Sharma as regards his talk, as regards his say on Satyam Computers and their leadership. So this was agreeable to him. So I thought to myself that this is not fair. So I posted my comment saying that, yes, Manish, I agree with you that Robin must apologize for whatever he said on this company and the management. So let's move on. Then I thought that while surfing Robin Sharma's website, I found that there was a commenting system. There was a Facebook commenting system. I thought, why not leave my own comment? So on 2nd of March at 3:53 p.m., I left one comment on his website on those links which I shared on one of the links. Do you know, Robin? This is what I said. Do you know, Robin? The chairman of this company was in jail in India. He committed a crime and convicted for 7 years. At present, he is out on bail, and you have a high praise on the company management and the chairman. You are saying that the chairman is a visionary. Update your website with the latest. What do you do by waking up at 5 a.m. and what do you do? What do you preach for your 5 a.m. club? And I left a link of this gentleman, Mr. Raju, so on Wikipedia, on the Google search engine. Friends, I would like to share with you a thought here. See, many people have got their own websites. I have my own website. We are around 7 billion people on earth. Probably all of us will have some kind of a landing page, some kind of a profile page, some kind of website or some kind of information about ourselves in the future. So this digital system, this so-called digital world, is a fantastic place for us to share our views. So this is our digital platform. It will record what we say. It will record what is our thought. It will record what is our philosophy. And tomorrow, all these records are available for making a reference. So what I'm saying is that the kind of websites that we have, these are all old systems. A new thought is emerging, friends. You know what is a new thought? What is emerging in this web development technologies is you might have noticed in Google Docs, in Google's other G Suite products, that they have a revision history of everything that we write, right? Even if that sheet, even if that slide, even if that drawing, I mean, any kind of G Suite product, when it is being collaborated with your friends, with your employees, with your other co-creators, it preserves the entire history, and we can all go back to that history and see who has done what at what time and on which date. The same kind of philosophy is being percolated. It is being brainstormed, it is being thought, but it has not yet become the thing of the day. That all our websites, whatever that we are saying, we are continuously updating, we are continuously editing, we are removing content and we are adding content. See, all whatever that we are mentioning, we are promising so many things to our customers or prospective customers. But you know what? They have all have rights to go back into history, to go back into time and see what we have said in the past and what we are saying it now. And are we lying? Are we truthful to ourselves? So this kind of thought is emerging in the future, friends. So all the websites that you will have probably in the future, they will have a history of your web page from point zero to whatever point in the future. It'll have the entire history of how that page is edited, re-edited, and all that stuff. So just a little while after posting this comment, I was surprised to find in my Facebook inbox this message from Facebook. And you know what the message says, that whatever the comment that I posted on Robin Sharma's website, in the commenting system, of course, is that this comment of mine goes against the community standards on spam. Friends, let me share this. I have been writing in the web space for the last 2009, and this is my practice. This is my principle, this is my philosophy. I'm absolutely against spam and I'm absolutely against fake news. So I already spoke to you on this digital space. This is a fantastic place to share our thoughts, share our views, and you know what, mistake can happen, and we can always say sorry for it. So when this message came in the inbox, I was said that this my it appeared to them that this my comment goes against their community standards. So they said that they'll delete this comment. But I was against deleting. I already shared with you what was my comment. So it was nothing like a spam. It was on facts. It was on research. So I said no question of deleting at all. So I requested for a review. So this is what I get. That someone will be taking another look at my post. Then time passed and then nothing really came. I was not sure whether my comment was deleted or still there. Then I did what I did. I then went to the website, Robin Sharma's website, and saw whether my comment exists there or not. To my surprise, I find that they have removed their commenting system. So there is no commenting system available on Robin Sharma's website now. Friends, I was talking to you about Satyam. Of course, all of us in India and internationally, we all know Satyam Computers and that company's founder and CEO. But just to share facts, this is what Wikipedia mentions. So Bairaju Ramalinga Raju is convicted to 7 years prison. So he was the chairman of Satyam Computers. Right now he's out on bail. So we have little information. This is what the whole web is full of links and information, but I'm sharing a little bit of in a summary form to know about Satyam Computers. So it has been 10 years since B. Ramalinga Raju, former CEO and chairman of Satyam Computers, first admitted to having inflated the company's revenue to attract investors. Raju stepped down after admitting to embezzlement of financial figures to the tune of 7,136 crore, including rupees 5,040 crores of non-existent cash and bank balances. So Money Control mentions this in one of their news items. The Central Bureau of Investigation, these are India's prime agencies on frauds, on conspiracies, on scams. So, and Enforcement Directorate have attached close to 6,000 acres of Raju's properties, which can only be accessed by him if a higher court suspends his conviction. So this is again mentioned in one of in Money Control. And there is one more news item. So Biraju Ramalinga Raju is the former chairman and CEO of Satyam Computer Services from 1987 until 7th January 2009, stepping down, admitting to embezzlement of financial figures of the company to the tune of rupees 71.36 billion, approximately 1.5 billion US dollars, including rupees 50.40 billion, approximately 1 billion US dollars of non-existent cash and bank balances. In 2015, he was convicted of corporate fraud relating to Satyam collapse. So this is what little information on Satyam Computers, where it is today, and about the CEO, to whom Robin called a visionary, a great man. So moving further, friends, look into these two words, friends, closely. Leadership, dealership. See, this is the mystery and miracle with words, with letters. These letters are amazing people. They can change anything. See, if you look into the letters are the same. But it is the rearrangement of these letters that change the very meaning of the words. So all the letters in these two words, leadership and dealership, are the same, but their meanings are totally different. This is my take, friends, on leadership and dealership. So leadership is something that is learned and earned. So it takes a lot of efforts and time to earn that leadership and respect. And dealership is something that is bought and sold. It is something like goods and products and services. It can be bought and sold by anybody. So leadership is not a image making business, friends. So that's it as far as the presentation is concerned. Post the presentation, friends, what I would like to say is that we all are human beings and we are continuously endeavoring to become better human beings. And there is every chance that we commit mistakes on this journey. And there is nothing wrong in committing a mistake. The generous thing would be to just come forward and say sorry for it. What I mean to say is that we all say, and there is a saying, this old saying goes that we say to err is human. So what is wrong if we commit mistakes? What is wrong if we commit a mistake? If human beings cannot commit a mistake, then who will commit a mistake? So what I'm only saying to Robin Sharma is that talking is not just a philosophy. Your philosophy, your morals, your ethics, they should be next to your nature. They should go deep into your bone and marrow. It should be something like your breathing, your breathing. So nobody is against learning and leadership. Learning is a great leverage for leadership. See, we all have been told, look up, look down, look sideways, but nobody has told us to look within. Nobody has told us to look in. So it is not lead out, but it is also lead in. So what is that leadership which does not allow you to lead in? What is that leadership which doesn't propel you to look within? So to me, love and leadership has to go together. To me, management and meditation has to go together. To me, management and mindfulness has to go together. So we all are on this path of learning and leadership. Let true leadership reflect in our actions. All that leadership that we are talking about should be concerned with enlightened action. Thank you, friends. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much.